Hey folks, it's Teresa, Stringfield Ridge Farm. I woke up to a little situation this morning. I came out to feed the animals, and you know, in a previous video, Lee made us rabbit cages, and we went to Getting Started on Homesteading. Bub at Getting Started on Homesteading gave us 10 rabbits. We gave a couple of them away. We've been raising the rest of them to put in the freezer. We're going to save 2 females for breeding, and a little later on get a male. These are all siblings. So we were going to wait a little bit and get a male. We want Californian. So we are going to wait a little bit and get a male to breed these 2 females that we're keeping with. We've been waiting, needing to get them processed for freezer camp, but we've put it off a little bit, and Lee had told me that if I wanted rabbits, I had to learn how to process them and everything. I'd never done it before. I've seen it done, I just never done it myself. And we have processed other animals, and I have processed some of my quail by myself in my kitchen sink. Quail are so easy to process, and I've done that before just in my kitchen sink by myself. So back to the story. I come out this morning to feed the animals, and I got over to the rabbit cage. And I got rabbit feed out for we've got them separated in female side and male side. And Lee built this nice cage. Well, I come out to feed them, and I got rabbit food. I start feeding the females, dump food in theirs. I checked their water. They had some water. So I got some more feed, went over to the male side, and started pouring the food in, and looked up, and there were no males. That side was empty, completely empty. So I'm going to show you now what happened, and tell you what I'm fixing to do about it. So a warning ahead of time, and I'll let you know when I'm fixing to do the processing, so that if you don't want to watch this, don't watch the rest of it. But first I'll show you what happened, and then I'll show you my setup of what I'm going to do. We'll let you know before it's going to get graphic, and fair warning. So here you go. I'm going to turn this around and show you what happened. Okay, so there's our rabbit cages. And right in the middle is a partition keeping the boys from the girls. I come in and fed on this side. This is the girls' side. And then I went over to feed on the boys' side and looked up, and there were no rabbits in this side. They are now. And that is because of this little problem. They tore a hole right in the middle. They are just mixed up in here now. They tore a hole right through the middle. I am assuming it is because it is time for breeding, and they are starting to probably get frisky, and we don't want the siblings mating. Might be too late. But I'll show you what happened. Is Lee got this kind of wire on the outside of the cage, but right in the middle there is chicken wire, and they tore right straight through that chicken wire, and were all on the female side. When I looked in here, there were no males. They were all over on the female side. So there's 2 of them that we're going to keep. I hope they haven't already mated, but there's 2 of them that we are going to keep, 2 females, and get a male later on. So, needless to say, Lee is at work today, but I talked to him and told him what happened, and I said, I guess it's time for me to learn how to process meat rabbits. So, there you go. That's what I'm doing today. I am going to show you my setup of what I got going on. I have seen people process rabbits before. I've also watched a few videos on that, and I just went in there and watched another video to refresh my memory, and it looks very simple. I know, like I said, the quail are very simple, and I have done that by myself. Rabbits are going to be a little bit more complicated or a little bit harder, but it looks pretty easy. And it is raining today a little bit, so I'm having to do this. It's not raining at this moment, but it's been raining off and on, so I may be doing some of this in the rain. But I'm just going to show you one. I'm going to pick out one and go ahead and do that one and show you that process, and then I will do the rest of them hopefully before the day's over. I'm going to do them one at a time. And the hardest part, from what I understand, the hardest thing is actually the doing the killing. You know, everybody says that's the hardest part of any of it, of homesteading. The hardest thing is actually killing the animal, but that's what they're here for. It's not really difficult for me. I just you know, I just know that's part of it. Now, when I was young and my dad done it, I threw a fit. But I'm older, and I realize that that's what it's all about. That's what we're doing here. We're not here to raise pets out of these. We're here to, they're here to feed us. So that's what we're fixing to take care of. And I'll show you what I'm going to use. I won't do this right now until I let you know. But I happen to have a nice air pistol. I'm going to shoot them right in the back of the head with the air pistol. It's a pellet gun, air pellet gun. It shoots a nice hollow point pellet that would do about any job you want it to do. So with small game. So anyway, that's what I'm using. And I'm just gonna get one and pop it in the back of the head. Sorry, yes, it's about to get graphic, so if you don't like that kind of thing, you probably should turn this video off right now and not watch any further. Alright, so that's where we're going with that. I'm fixing to, like I said, pop one in the back of the head and take it over there and process it. I'm going to show most of that. And so if you don't like that kind of thing, it's time to turn this video off now and not watch any further. But if you're okay with that kind of thing, and you want to see me do my first rabbit processing, it ought to be fun. So I won't show maybe the detail of actually doing the deed that I'm about to do. I don't necessarily mind showing that, but probably might get taken off of YouTube, or I might get demonetized for it, so I'm not going to do that part. Okay, so this is our little processing table, meat cutting, processing, fish cleaning table. One of the daughters got us that for Christmas one year, and we've used the heck out of it. As you can well see, most of that came from processing the cow that we done not long ago. We've got some videos on that. But anyway, it's a nice little table with it's got a faucet that you can put on here, but problem with that is I can't get this bottom off to get it screwed up in there. Lee can, but he's got it on there tight, and I can't get it off to fit it on there. So we're not using that today. I just stuck my hose up in here, and it squirts out over into my sink there fine. I also have a big bowl of water. That is my big, nice stainless steel pan that I won off of Doug and Stacy a couple of years ago. I was the homie of the month and got that big bowl from Lehman's. All right, so that's what I'm going to use to stick them in after I get them cleaned. So there's my little setup for that. All right, now I've got to go get one and get him over here. And so we'll be back with that. All right, the deed is done on the first one, and like I said, I don't know if that part will stay in this video, because I will kind of crop this up a little bit to keep from getting this video taken down or demonetized or whatever. And that was the hardest part, I believe. Now, from what I've seen, a lot of people hang them. I'm not hanging. I don't have anything to hang it with, and I feel like I can get a better grip. Now, if you were trying to keep the pelt, you would want to hang it, or, you know, there's specific ways to do it to keep the pelt. We're not worried about that because I need to go ahead and cull them today. I'm not worried about keeping the pelt. If Lee wants to keep a pelt, he can do one himself and do it, hang it and do it like they do to keep that. I'm not. I'm just going to, now I've seen them use a knife. I don't have a good knife here, sharp. Lee's not here to sharpen me one, and he has the best knife we have in his pocket. So I have, these are good kitchen scissors, and I have used these on my quail, and they work really good. So I'm going to try that and see if that will cut through, and yes, it did fine. It is cutting through fine, I think. I said that, and then yes. All right, I'm just making an incision, good incision here with the scissors through the skin. And from what I understand, that's all you have to do, because they tear easily. I've got a good size hole there, but I'm with my hands. Now my hands are kind of getting arthritic or something. I definitely have carpal tunnel in both hands, so this may be a little more difficult than it would be for someone else. I'm getting a good size hole here. I just can't grip good with my hands, so I don't know how this is going to work. This is why I'm doing one at a time to make sure that I can handle this. And it's okay. Yeah, there it goes. All right, you just got to get a good grip going on it, a good tear on it, and you are tearing skin and hair and all, so that you're going all the way down to the flesh there. Yeah, I'm not getting a good grip because of my hands. It tears pretty easy, but with my carpal tunnel, I'm having a little struggle. But I think that's only because of me doing it. So, I don't know how many of these I can actually handle myself. All right. All right. I'm getting it. It's just a little struggle because of my hands. I've seen them do it and just rip it easily. But so that's one reason why, if I can do this, anybody can do it. If my hands will allow me to do it, that should just tear. But since that should just tear, but since it's not, I'm going to use my scissors. Get down to the legs. I think you are supposed to just be able to pull those legs right out of there. Yeah, there it comes. All right, there comes a leg. All right, now when I get down to that foot, I should be able to just snap that. Oops. gonna fall off the table, y'all. Yeah, my hand's just giving me a hard time doing this. I'm gonna try to cut through that fur a little better there. And this, folks, is just because it's me. I believe this is probably a whole lot easier for anybody else whose hands don't hurt like mine do. If you have carpal tunnel or arthritis, you might not be able to do this. If you don't, you should be fine. Okay, there's that joint. There we go. Whew. Yeah, that would have been a whole lot easier for somebody else with hands that don't hurt. Okay, got that one out. Now that's what we do. We just keep going, from what I've seen. Just keep going around and pulling that fur off and getting the feet out. And then cut through that foot bone. So, alright, we are down to the end here. Alright, now. The end of the back, that is. Okay, now, I know what to do with this. I'll go ahead and get this part done. Okay, and there's a way that you cut that out. You get in between them legs and you cut that V shape out right there, and that will come out. But I want to get the rest of this done. My hands are just killing me already, so I don't know how much of these I'm going to be able to do, but at least I can show Lee that I did it. He can't complain about me having rabbits if I can actually do it. It may just take me a while, and I may not be able to do all of them. And I've got to have this. Yeah, you shouldn't have to use the knife or the scissors to get the skin off. But if you are arthritic like me, you may have to. I'm cutting. Oh. Right. Now, I got to get this other arm out of here, and then we'll do the head. The cats and the dog are looking at me like, what you gonna do with that? I would like to have some of that. Okay, I'm down to the neck. Now this neck is thick, y'all. I watched a guy do this a while ago, and he just twisted that neck. I don't see that happening. This neck is thick. I'm gonna try to cut through as best I can, and then maybe twist it. All right. Okay, I told y'all this was my first time. And I didn't say I was going to do a good job of it. He just kind of twisted that neck back and forth, and it cut real easy. I don't think I can twist this big old neck. He's got a big, thick neck. I don't think I can get through it. Not easily. There we go. Alright, that's out of the way. Okay, now we're going to get this bottom down here. And you just cut into that V. Right there. Oh yeah, you got rabbit poop. We have rabbit poop, y'all. Sorry. Now, this is what you really don't want to see. If you've made it this far, you don't want to see the rest, because the rest is pretty disgusting. So, another fair warning. I think the scissors do better than, look at that. Scissors do way better than the knife. And I didn't get that out I wanted to get out, but anyway. Alright. Now, I'm going to wash a little, because we have fertilizer everywhere. Alright, I'm going to get this washed up a little and then pull out the guts. Okay? You probably don't want to see the guts, but I'm going to do it just to prove I done it, y'all. Got to prove to Lee I done it. Right? So, clean that off. Probably good enough. Now I need to cut right through here. Let's see. There is a piece here that's got to come out. I can't remember how exactly. There we go. Right up through the middle. You can cut and pull out the nastiness. Out of that. Here it comes. Alright. That's what you don't want to see. And I tore it. I didn't get it all. That is the piece of that has fertilizer in it. Okay? Oh yeah. There we go. Alright. Alright. I'm going to go on up through the middle and get all this nastiness out, y'all. So I'm going to get it over here in this sink. Where's my leaker? The leaker's not leaking. Okay. Alright, now you just pull this out of here. Okay, this might be the worst part. I might have lied. Oh, this might be the worst part. Just don't look. Can you do it without looking? That might be the only way to go. And for me, with no good knife here today, I'm using these scissors and it's actually working very well. Now I got to cut on up and get the stuff out of the breastplate up here, the heart and all. Has to come out of there. Whew. Okay, yeah, this is the worst part. They lied. Like doing a chicken. I'm the same way with the chicken. The worst part is pulling those guts out. I hate that part worse than anything. I don't know about y'all. You don't have as much of that with quail. Quail's so easy. You don't have very much gut in there at all to pull out. It's so simple. Alright, he is cleaned. Whoop, whoop. All I gotta do is wash him off and put him in that water. Let's see, my thing's overflowing here though. So this wasn't the best. There we go. Alright, y'all. We got a nice piece of meat right here that can go on the grill, or we can cut it up and fry it. We like it on the grill. I actually love dumplings. I love rabbit and dumplings more than anything. Squirrel and dumplings, rabbit and dumplings. Well, I guess anything in dumplings, of course, but I sure do like dumplings. But this is, I'm probably going to put a few of these in the freezer whole to grill, and then I'll probably cut a few up to fry and put in dumplings. So, there you go. I did it. I did it. Now let me get rid of this water hose a minute, because that's going everywhere. And he is done. Fixing to put that in my pan of water over there. And I'll show you that. I got it now. Thank you for watching. Y'all give me a thumbs up, a nice comment. Don't give no ugly comments. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, you need to be. Also, watch us on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. And I'm proud of myself. Thanks for watching, y'all. And tell Lee, you saw me do it. Okay, so I got the second rabbit done. It was a little easier because I knew how much force I had to use to pull. So I used a lot more force to pull that skin and was able to get that done a little easier also. Now, towards the end of that, getting the legs out, my hands started hurting really bad. So I think 2 is all I'm going to be able to do for right now. I'm going to rest a while, and I'll get these 2 packaged up and put in the freezer, and then maybe this afternoon I can get another one done. I can't do, obviously, definitely cannot do 5 straight in a row with my hands being like they are. So my hands are hurting really bad, especially the one hand, my right hand. I'm going to put some pain cream on it and rest it for a while, and then maybe this afternoon I can finish my job. Okay, I don't want you looking at the camera.